Hey folks, how you all doing? Lloyd here, or Mr. Hats as I'm known as in the VC. Time for a competition. This one is for the Righteous Bojambo. Now this guy's up there in Queensland in the far north of the east coast of Australia. He's celebrating 1 year in the VC with his new channel. Great guys. Go across there if you're not aware of him. He's very knowledgeable on music that goes way back beyond the birth of rock and roll, right up to modern artists. He's commented on some of my videos about Sturgill Simpson, for example, Lady Gaga, and he always gives thoughtful insights into the reasoning behind his comments. So you know that he's not just saying, oh, I don't like this guy. You know, he's actually got a reason why, and you know, it's easy to understand why he doesn't like something, or why he only likes certain things, or why he loves it as well. So head across there. Very good guy. Great channel. I'll leave a link to his channel below. But anyway, to celebrate 1 year in the VC, he's got a competition which was very well thought out, like everything else on his channel, and his answers when he posts responses to other people's videos. 12 prompts, and they get progressively more difficult as you go through them. And yeah, I had to put quite a bit of thought into this. It took me a good, I'll say, 2 days to come up with these answers, but I'm not talking 2 days, 48 hours worth of no sleep and scratching my head over it. I'm just a couple of hours here, a little bit there, and I come up with these answers over a couple of days, whereas a lot of videos, you know, I can get stuff done in about 20 minutes, half an hour, etc. Maybe an hour outside, 2 hours at the most. So yeah, very well thought out questions. He's given us the liberty to think outside the box and cheat, so to speak, with our answers. So feel free to do that. Just get your response in. We'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Mr. Bojambo there would love to see it as well, and I'm sure there'll be some entertaining answers. Anyway, let's get on with it. The first question, pretty easy. Show an album that's older than yourself. Well, in my case it's me. So I'm going to show this one here, Gene Pitney, Blue Jean. This album was released in 1963. I was born in 1967. I technically could have even had Sgt. Pepper's, because that was released, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks before my birthday, but I went back a bit further than that. Could have used Elvis Presley, a couple of Dean Martins, etc, etc. Plenty to choose from. Easiest question in the world, guys. Show a 45 whose B-side you think is better than the A-side. I mean, come on, we can all come up with a B-side that's better than an A-side, guys. So another relatively easy question. On this occasion, I've gone for this one. Paul McCartney's 1986 single, wasn't it? 1986, Press. It's a really good song. I really like the A-side, but the B-side, It's Not True, is brilliant. It's a blistering attack on the constant harassment and criticisms that Linda got within the UK tabloids. It's a great song. It's not your typical Paul McCartney song, but it shows that he's really angry with the increased crap that him and Linda were getting through the media. So very good song if you've never heard that one. Number 3, show a record or a CD or a cassette or an 8-track, whatever you want, guys, that you've recently danced to. Well, I was up and dancing last Friday night at this guy's concert at the Crown Theatre here in Burswood, Western Australia, and it was to You Make Me Feel Like Dancing and How Much Love from this album. Great album. So it was a Grammy award winning album for Leo Sayer. I think he won 1 or was it 2 Grammys, I can't remember. Yeah, it's his disco album. It's the one most people remember him for. It's actually my favourite album of his. But yeah, great album. Great artist and signed. I could have used this for my signature one a bit further down the track, but I'm going to use a different album. Number 4, Show a Triple Album. Well, this album I think was released, was it 2 years ago? I think it was 2023 or 24. It's by a country singer called Ernest. The album is called Nashville, Tennessee. Can't remember if this was his debut album or not. I seem to think it was, but I could be wrong. Had to order this one through his website. He signed it there. It's another one where I could have used the signature question later, but it's a genuine triple album. Opens up into a trifold. In here you've got one album there. In the middle section we have another album in here, and in this far section we have another album in there. So a genuine triple album. I really like this album. The problem is I think it just goes on too long. Probably should have been released over two single albums with a few tracks being left off. There's 26 tracks on here, but they are okay. It's just too long in my opinion. Number 5, show an album with a low energy opening track. This was a no-brainer for me. This was the first one that came to mind on this occasion anyway. Venus and Mars by Wings, and the opening track Venus and Mars. It's just Paul with an acoustic guitar basically, and then after what, a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, goes into the blistering hard rocker rock show. But yeah, that's the what is it called, low energy opening track. Next up, show a record that the creator of the last video you watched would dig. Well, the last video I watched was one last night, and it was from Ian at Ranking the Obscure, and he was continuing his video series of perfect sides, where he rates side 1, side 2 of an album to come up with a perfect side of one side or the other. And this time he was looking at Queen's album The Game. Really good video if you get the chance to watch it, with his thoughts on the album. Now, he's a big hard rock sort of guy. He likes sort of the metal type stuff, the real heavy stuff. So I thought we'd show some Ozzy Osbourne for Ian at Ranking the Obscure. Number 7, show an album that features either a vibraphone or banjo. Vibraphones are generally, from what I've seen and read, used within the jazz genre. I don't have that much jazz, but I did find an album that could be classed as jazz orientated. Even if it's not, it doesn't matter. The vibraphone is used on this album, and it is the last album. This was released last year, I believe, from memory. I've got a terrible memory for dates nowadays. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Wild God. Vibraphone is used extensively through this album, so that's my pick for this one, vibraphone. Next up, question number 8, show a double album that is sequenced, with the first album having sides 1 and 4 and the second album having sides 2 and 3 in that sort of playing format. The idea of those in the old days was the old stacker system of LPs, so you could put one side on with side 1 and then the next one with side 2, so you didn't have to keep flipping the albums over. Then you'd take them off, turn them upside down, and you'd get side 2 and 3. Oh, sorry, 3 and 4. So the first one I could come up with, this was the question that took me so long to come up with, because because I knew I had one somewhere that I'd played in the last few months, but just couldn't think what it was, and I eventually come up with it, and it's one that a lot of people will have in their collection. Frampton Comes Alive, Peter Frampton. So on the first album, up there you have side 1. Turn it over there and you have side 4. Even the reissues of this album have apparently been issued that way as well, so they've stuck to the original sequencing format for reissues and reprints. So the second record is side 2 up there, just above my finger, and side 3 there. That's the Ring Doorbell. Still a very good album. It's an original. This is Lynn's copy. I'm not a big Peter Frampton fan, to be honest with you. I do like him in Humble Pie, but I'm not overly... I don't overly enjoy his solo stuff very much. Unplug that. Question number 9. Show an autograph. And this one has a funny story attached to it. So this is this was released in 1980. It was a North American compilation by Elvis Costello called Taking Liberties. Lots of songs on there. Anyway, there's Elvis's signature there. I got this in the, let's say the late 1980s. Elvis Costello was coming to Australia. He was touring. And those were the days when I used to wait at the airport, at Perth Airport, for artists to come in. There was no one around. Elvis Costello was there, walked through on his own. He's just heading outside to get his vehicle, I guess. Someone was picking him up. And I said, excuse me, Mr. Costello, would you mind signing this, please? And I'll just get rid of this. There's something on the screen there. And yeah, he said, no problem, blah, blah, blah. You coming to the show tomorrow night? Yeah, come to the show. Any songs you'd like to hear? And I said, whatever it was. I managed to mention a couple of album tracks. And he sort of said, well, I don't think the majority of people are going to want to hear that. They're going to want to hear whatever the latest album was at the time. And, all the hits. Yeah, I know. Anyway, he said, what's your favourite album by chance? And I went, Brothers in Arms. And he turned around, looked over his sunglasses, and he went, I don't remember recording that one. Either I was very high or very drunk, obviously. And at that exact moment, my heart just sunk. I felt about this small, realising I'd said something absolutely stupid. He meant one of his albums and not what's my favourite album at this current time, which happened to be Dire Straits' Brothers in Arms. But at least he had a chuckle and a laugh over it, and he did sign the record anyway, so... I did read a biography of him a while ago, and he didn't mention it, so he's obviously forgotten about me. Phew! Which is really good. Anyway, number 10. Show a limited edition numbered record. So I've got this one. Aussie rock band Jet. They had a worldwide hit 20 odd years ago now with Are You Gonna Be My Girl? Number 1 in the US. Huge hit in Europe, America. Well, this was their first ever EP called Dirty Sweet EP. This is the first print of it, and this is worth well over $1,000, being the first print. There was only 1,000 of these made, and I have number 351 out of 1,000, so that's my one. This one, on it has Take It or Leave It, Cold Hard Bitch, Move On and Roll Over DJ. All 4 tracks were on their debut album, but re-recorded versions, so I'm going with this one, Jet Bittersweet EP. Number 11, show a record from a country that doesn't exist anymore. Now, Mr. Bojambo showed an album that was printed in West Germany, and that was obviously before the unification of Germany. The wall came down, blah blah blah. I've got another one from another so-called Eastern Bloc country. This is one of Lynn's. I don't know anything about it, but it's called Night Sequels. It's printed on 2 fluorescent luminous LPs, but this one actually came and was printed in Czechoslovakia. Hoping you can see that there. Yeah, so not the Czech Republic as it is known now, but Czechoslovakia. So that's my one that doesn't, from a country that doesn't exist anymore. Finally, show an album whose cover is top loading. So I really struggled with this one as well, just like the sequencing question number 8. So I eventually had a bit of a cheat on this one. So I've picked up the 50th anniversary of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young's Deja Vu. It's a box set. It contains 4 CDs. And is there any booklet in here? I don't think there's a booklet in here. No, there's not. But the vinyl of the album. I'll get this out here. Is top loading. So there you go, Mr. Bojambo. I hope that suffices for your 12 questions. I know I took liberties with question number 12 there being a 50th anniversary reissue box set. Anyway guys, I'll leave the link to Righteous Bojambo's original video. It's highly entertaining, highly funny. He's such a great guy. Really dry sense of humour, but he's very, very articulate and knowledgeable when it comes to music. So zip across to his channel. Feel free, come on, jump on this thread. I think it's a great little competition thread. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Stay safe, take care, all for now, catch you around, and bye folks as I play around with my ears.